Hello everyone and welcome back. Huh? Where did Julie go? Hey, so as I announced in my last video's description, I am changing my character for this channel. This is because the Minecraft skin that I use is not mine, but rather it was made by someone else. I want to create a new character that I can use for original work like animation and drawings. So today I will show you just that. I will show you how I made the character design, how I made the new Minecraft skin and render it. First off is character designing. I drew the base off camera, then started thinking about what to add to my character. I wanted this character to have a sort of star aesthetic vibe, with cold blues and contrasting colors like yellow and orange. I took the idea of the half cube from the other skin and transformed it into a sort of space magic covering her face and arm. And obviously I added gloves. I thought of this character as a sort of star catcher. A person who takes the prettiest stars from the sky and seals them inside some cubes, maybe to sell them to some black market or deliver them to some astral creature. I added a moon to her pants, the floating cubes and some details to her jacket. As for the colors, I got some of deep blue colors from the original skin, and added them to hot colors. I changed the color of her jacket and added some yellow and orange dots. I also added this nice bow at the end of her hair. And finally I drew her while she is holding the cubes with the stars. And with that, the character design is complete. It's quite simple, but it works for a character that needs to be drawn and animated lots of times. Next is the Minecraft skin. To make this skin I helped myself with Jingle's tutorials about that. They were very helpful to me, so make sure to check them out in the description. I started by putting the flat colors on the skin. Then, I used the tool down here to darken it and make shadows. If you see that I am inserting colors randomly, it's because I am actually inserting them from Procreate. I just cut out some stuff. Here's how the skin looks like with the plain colors. I continued by adding the shadows in places near the center of the body. To texture the magic parts, I was inspired by the skin on screen. I'm very happy with how this came out, considering it's my first time making a skin from scratch. Finally, it's time for 3D modeling. This was incredibly challenging and is also the reason why this video didn't release sooner. I made this with the help of a tutorial by Lacruzo. Go check it out if you want to make something similar. I started by making a cube, subdividing it and dividing half of it to make the head. Then I made the body with a cylinder. I can't really explain it in depth in this small video. Again, if you want to learn how to do it, go watch the tutorial. Basically, it's just a lot of extruding to match the reference. It can be tricky because you don't have a lot of geometry to work on. Making the rest of the character was hard because this design had lots of non-mirroring elements, meaning that I couldn't use the mirror modifier, especially the hair. I wanted the model to have translucent magical parts too, but I don't know how to do that. If you know how to do it, let me know in the comments. When I was done with modeling, I continued with UV unwrapping. Basically, you have to separate the mesh in smaller parts to texture, but it is harder than it seems. In fact, my UV maps weren't good. Now it's time for texture painting. This was my actual first time texture painting an object in Blender, since usually I use pre-made textures, like for my Minecraft animation test. Unluckily, since my UVs were not very good, some textures look a little stretched and goofy, but hey, this was my first attempt. And finally, the 3D model is complete. I won't rig it in this video since rigging is a lot more complex than I thought, so maybe I'll try to pose it in another video. Honestly, I will miss the old skin. I have it equipped on my character from 2 years, played lots of Skyward and Lucky Block games with it and had it as my profile picture for a while. But I prefer changing it now than being sued for using it by the original artist. Thank you for watching. I'm so happy with how this redesign came out. I really want to be original in my animations and drawings. Speaking of animations, once I learn how rigging works, I could make some cool animations with the model, but I think that will take a long time. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye.